Originally, I was going to talk about failure, but I just couldn't talk about failure with all these things that are going on around us in the world. We have a president that's out of control. We have a whole group of people called Antifa that's out of control. We have liberals that's out of control. We have conservatives that's out of control. We have Mother Nature that's out of control. It's like there's no control in there. And Archangel is a return to chivalry. I just couldn't, in all honesty, just talk about something like failure and try to do something to change, not change, but help people improve on their own situation like that. Because Archangel is totally about chivalry, and chivalry is about doing for other people. You know, that's what chivalry's main course is. The benefits you get from chivalry is that you get to feel good about doing for other people, and that's why I couldn't do that. It wasn't going to work. So I hope I don't scare everybody away or make them laugh so hard as when they fall down on the ground and start to cry. But here we go, folks. Here comes a song for you. I'm going to sing a song. And I'm going to sing this song because I think I don't know the date. Maybe Will can find the date. Will's right here with me. Will, proof it.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah, and the song is Eve of Destruction. And it's an older song, and it goes something like this. The Eastern world, it is exploding, violence flaring, bullets loading, you're rolling up to kill, but not for voting, you don't believe in war, so what's that gun you're toting? And even the Jordan River has bodies floating, and you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Think of all the hate there is in Red China, then take a look around to Selma, Alabama. You may leave here for 4 days in space, but when you return, it's the same old place. The sounding of the drums, the crying of disgrace. You can bury your dead, but don't leave a trace. Hate your next door neighbor, but don't forget to save her. And you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. How you like that song, folks?
All right.
How you like that? I forget the date of that song. It's an older song. And it's like, are you really serious? That song depicts today even down to... Thank you. Thank you.
True. Just to answer your question, Eve of Destruction was released in 1965, and it was sang by Billy McGuire.
Billy McGuire, 1965, folks. This is 2017. And all you have to do is change a couple of words, and you got the same thing going on right now. Nothing's changed. No, nothing. Even the locations haven't changed. Red China, we're still worried about China. It's no longer Red China, but it's still a communist country, and we're worried about Korea. Selma, Alabama, we just moved up the street to Charlotte. It's all over the deep south. Nothing's changed. The same old issues are out there. War, we got war threatening on every continent in the world now. Every continent's having war. We got wars all over the place now. It's just totally out of control. 1965, Eve of Destruction. 2017, change a couple of locations, and instead of 4 days in space, we just had an astronaut come down after 18 months or something like that. So we have made progress in outer space. But everything else, it's not, it's the same. It's the exact same. And hate your next door neighbor, everybody hates their next door neighbor. It seems like nobody knows their next door neighbor. They don't put enough energy into even finding out who their next door neighbor is to like them or not. They take their next door neighbor from the person. Well, you see, people don't sit on their front porch anymore or sit on their front stoop. So their next door neighbor used to be the guy on left and right and across the street, and then it narrowed down to the person right across from you where you were sitting on your porch or something like that, and you could see them. That's how smart it got. Nobody goes outside now, so nobody knows who their neighbor is. Unless you have kids and they go outside. But kids don't go outside, so we don't know our neighbors. So we're not gonna save them. But anyway, folks, I thought I would just give you some nice little entertainment with that song before I get started here on Trump. Mr. Donald Trump, the President of the United States of America. A business entrepreneur, a business mogul. He's into real estate and all kinds of things. He likes real estate. Negotiation is his main entertainment in life. That and being stupid. Because this is what he said. The United States has great strength and patience. But if it is forced to defend itself or its allies, we will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea. That's a declaration of war, folks. That's pretty much what that sounds like to me. That's a declaration of war. You either capitulate and do exactly what I want you to do, or I'm going to destroy you. That's the bully in the school. You know, that's what this is. It's like, now, we like it. We're entertained by this. And this is where the problem lies. This is why I couldn't do this. If you really want to be entertained by something, why don't you be entertained by learning or finding out again who your next door neighbor is. So you can do some kind of nice thing and get the rewards of love. You know? We're entertained by, we're going to go to war and we're going to nuke the North Koreans and it's going to be just like that and don't worry about it. What do you mean don't worry about it? Do you think that the nuclear fallout just goes wherever you tell it to go? Say, hey, nuclear fallout, I don't want you to cross over this border here. See that, the militarized zone? You can't go in there. You got to stay right on this side right here. And this water over here, you can't go over that water because, we got friendlies on that side. And you can't go towards China because, they might get mad. So it's like, Trump, you listening? How you going to control all these things that's going to come from nuking somebody? Please, come on, let's be real now. And people, let's stop feeding into this nonsense. If we stop telling them, if we stop clapping and applauding and doing all kinds of nonsensical things because he says something stupid like this, that's stupid. Yeah. I don't have a better word for it. I don't. I'll be investigated soon, but that's stupid. That really doesn't make any sense. But do you think he stopped there? No. This Donald Trump, he ain't stopping there. He said, well, I just told Korea I'm going to declare war on him. Let me jump on Iran. Is he out of control or what? No? Yeah? What do you say about Iran? He said, he called it an authoritarian region and denounced the 2015 nuclear disarmament agreement between Iran and the Sixth World. Okay, that's what happened. There's something here I had underlined he said about Iran. The paper goes all over the place, so I'm working off the paper, folks. I'll find it and I'll get back to you about Iran in just a minute, because he's busily attacking Obama's old policies and stuff like that. But nevertheless, he went ahead and he said anything he wants to about Iran, because he has to back Israel in their little skirmish that they have over there and everything with Syria and all these people over there. They just shot down a drone with an airplane. Or no, a drone with a missile. I mean, who pays for this stuff? You can go buy a drone for $150. You can't buy a missile for $150. So what's the point of shooting down this missile, this drone? What are they going to see? Are you hiding something? The drone wasn't even over your territory yet. The missile shot it down and stuff. I guess there's a lot of money that could be wasted in this world. Yeah? I've seen drones. You know? Even them big ones. Probably it was one of those airplane drones and probably cost a couple $100,000, but it doesn't cost as much as a missile. And really, what are you going to see? Yeah? You ain't going to see much. Some new development going on and stuff like that. So let's see what else we got around here. So Trump, now he's going back to what he calls, this is what he calls realpolitik with a K. A set of principles and precepts based on practical consideration rather than philosophical and moral calculation. Totally against ArchAngel. He don't even like ArchAngel like that. He doesn't want any kind of moral character around anything. If you got a moral compass that points in a straight direction, he don't want it. He wants us to go in a circle. He wants real politics. What does that mean? If you take out of the equation philosophical and moral calculations, we need to have moral calculations. We pride ourselves on being good, you know? So morality is good. You know, I could be wrong. Morality could be bad, but I don't think so. So the philosophical or moral calculation, he doesn't want that. He wants a set of principles and precepts based on practical considerations. And what's practical considerations? But to totally destroy North Korea. That's not practical. It's like kids playing. I'll totally destroy you, and then yeah, that's it. That's the end of the game. Game's over and everything. Nah, one, you're not gonna really totally destroy anybody. You're gonna hurt a whole population, a whole culture of people and stuff. And the ramifications of your acts are gonna be world felt. Yeah, you shoot we'll stay on Korea for a minute. You shoot a missile over into Korea. We have a nuclear war with Korea. It lasts what, 2 missiles, 3 missiles? Can't be any more than 3 missiles. You know? And here's what happens. Some people live, right? They live after the attack on North Korea. Okay, now, what are you going to do with them? Just let them suffer on the ground and die? Some won't. They're going to cross the border and go into China. Mm-hmm. China's going to say, I'm not taking care of all these people. I got enough people of my own to take care of. You shot the missiles. You give me the money to feed and house and give medical care to these people right here. Yeah? Okay. Yeah. What's the people in the United States who doing all this magical cheering and everything and beating on their little gorilla chests about how strong we are and what a powerful country we are? We showed those North Koreans they can't mess with us. Well, they ain't there anymore. And we'll teach anybody else in the world because we're going to have practical considerations instead of any moral understanding. Really? And then South Korea is yelling and screaming because just because you put up a demilitarized zone and stuff, now they go to the North Koreans who survive, they're going into South Korea too. But here's still the major part. The radiation's going with them. It's just a mess. And now guess who has to pay the bill? Who puts the bill for all this, folks?
America.
All you Americans beating on your chest, wanting all this kind of practical way of dealing with problems, blow them up. Yeah, all of those, you got to pay for it. It comes out of your taxes. It'll increase your gas. It'll increase everything. Yeah, everything's gonna go up. You got to pay for it, and people can't pay for things now. Yeah, so
Gas prices have gone too high
yeah,
because of the storms.
yep, everything. Yeah, and we ain't even really called Mother Nature any names, and look what she's doing. And she's affecting your pocketbook right now. Cause you got, this we got plenty of problems right here in this country that we're gonna talk about in a little while too. But right now I'm gonna talk a little bit more about this guy named Donald Trump, who I was defending for a little while, folks. I was defending Donald Trump in an offbeat way. I defended him by saying he's not a politician. And all he's doing is proving my point. He's not a politician. He's a negotiator. He likes to negotiate. He likes to negotiate from a position of power. Well, that's how he's used to negotiating, because he was negotiating with other corporate industries. And he's a very powerful individual on the corporate scene. Lots of money, lots of investment, lots of real estate, lots and lots of lots. He got lots of lots. And, he really is that kind of person, and he negotiates from that power. But now he's the president of the United States. He's the most powerful individual in the world. So he's still negotiating from that seat of power. Except he doesn't understand negotiating with all that power. He's never felt that much power in his whole existence. That must be a really tough position to be in, knowing that you wield all that power. You wielding the power of life and death and everything. So if your moral fiber and your moral compass isn't working straight, you could be in a lot of trouble. Except if you're my boy Donald Trump right here. He says right here, he's getting rid of that. You don't want no philosophical or moral calculations. It's like, yeah, why I gotta be moral? I got the nuclear football right here. I can do lots and lots of craziness. It's just bizarre how this man must think. He's just totally crazy. But his thinking, even though you can break down his thinking and see how it works. But how do you break down these people in the United States that are following after him and beating on their chest? And I can see what, the ones that are getting jobs and stuff like this, their life feels better. But the ones that are just beating on their chest because, we told them, those people over in Korea, we told those people in Iran, and we told these people all over the world that they can't mess with us because we're just that tough and stuff. I don't get that. I guess Trump really is going to have his real politic coming back, because where's their moral fiber? Where's their moral compass at? In the drawer, under the lid, so it doesn't work. It's like that's why I'm talking about this. I'm really almost to the point of fear. I'm getting a little bit worried. I can't fight nuclear fallout.
Right.
It's just I can't fight it. I could even stand in the face of a hurricane for a while to see if it's gonna blow me over, but I can't fight nuclear fallout. Right. So I feel unarmed, and this is what this Donald Trump's doing to me. What else we got here? Now, this is the way his mind thinks, right? Mr. Trump also warned that the United States is prepared to take further undefined steps to change the course of Venezuela's social regime. Why is he over there on Venezuela? Because he wants the oil and stuff? He thinks he negotiate. Oh, Venezuela has probably the fourth largest oil deposits in the world. So he probably want to get some of that oil. So here we go. Now he's going to take undefined steps to change the course of Venezuela's social regime. But he already wants us to, we don't need to be paying attention to any country. We're just going to take care of ourselves. America first. After we go over there and take care of Venezuela and get all that money.
Yeah.
You know? But he's not done there, folks. He's not done. No, that boy never done. He's already got Korea, Iran, so now might as well have Venezuela. When you're on the road, you're on the road. And then here we go. And while he offers words of thanks to China and Russia for helping on matters, right? Oh, yeah, that's with the little sanctions and stuff, which really don't do anything to anybody, these sanctions that he's imposed, because they couldn't go far enough because China and Russia said, no, we ain't going that far, because you're going to hurt our GOP. So he indirectly, because he's slick, he's a negotiator, he indirectly calls them out for their aggressive behavior in their neighborhoods. Yeah, he indirectly telling China and Russia that you have to stop bullying the people in your neighborhood, right? Is that for really logical? Really, does that make sense? Remember now, declare war on Korea.
A texter says that Donald Trump is all talk. That he won't act.
I don't know. That's my fear.
He acted in Syria.
Yeah, that's my fear, Texas, that this fool just might act. Because I would have agreed with you 100% when it was just one or two countries. You got Korea and you got Iran. Now we put in Venezuela. Now he's putting in, right here, he's putting in China and Russia. Two of the biggest countries in the world full of all kinds of nuclear weapons. Yeah? Because he said their aggressive behavior in their neighborhood. We might reject threats to the sovereignty for the Ukraine to the South China Sea. We must uphold, this is crazy too, this is here we go, he's gonna talk about this. We must uphold respect for law, respect for borders, and respect for culture, and the peaceful engagement these allow. Is he serious? Is he serious? How you gonna say this, Donald? Come on, my man. And I'm like I still say, you're a negotiator. But we must uphold respect for law, and I think that's absolutely 100%, because I got ArchAngel return to Chivalry. What we want to do is help people, if they want help. If they don't, we'll still love them. We got to have respect for borders and respect for culture. Sure, so okay, let's declare war on Korea. Let's threaten Iran, and let's tell Venezuela that you got to change your socialist regime. And now tell China and Russia that they have to stop having aggressive behavior against their neighbors. Because we got lots of respect for borders and lots of respect for cultures and the peaceful engagement they allow. He doesn't. It seems like he can't help himself, because I think that he has for such a long time, his whole life, been in a position of power where he negotiates. And he got into a field of negotiation like you get into watching football. He loves the game of negotiating. That's what he likes to do. And as a businessman, he was fine. He could do that all day long. As the President of the United States, he's negotiating with with cultures. He's negotiating with society. He's negotiating the lives of billions of people. That's what's on the board for the plate. That's how you measure who wins in those negotiating things in the politics. Money, big giant money. That affects everybody's well-being. And he doesn't see that. I don't think that guy he might shake the hand of the common man, but he wouldn't tell you, he doesn't know the common man. Nor should he. He had never engaged in the common man. The common man to him, he didn't even watch it on TV. He would. I don't even know if he watched TV. He wouldn't know how to act as somebody as a common man. He wouldn't know what they like, what they don't like, or anything of those things like that. And the people that are beating on their chest and doing all this war hula and parliament and stuff, I don't think they understand just exactly what they're putting up at stake. If one of these countries call him, or they call one of his allies on his threats and stuff like that, he has no choice. No. And the Texas said, he's not gonna act on his threats and stuff. He may not act on his threats to the degree that he's saying, but I'm sure as a negotiator, he has a level where he's not willing to go below, because that's how they set negotiation in the first place. He wants to win-win. He wants everything his way. But he's gonna accept this, and you capitulate to this, and then, or he come down to here, and you come up to there. And then negotiations is either going to continue or they're going to fall off. So if they fall off, he has to make a move on what he wants. Because then there was, this is world events. If they capitulate and they say, okay, I'm getting like Korea, I'm going to stop my nuclear armament and stuff like that, which I doubt, because you just threaten Korea. It's like, okay, if you don't disarm, then we're going to destroy you. It's like, okay, you're going to destroy me if I don't disarm. Why do I believe that you won't destroy me anyway? So I'm not going to disarm. I'm going to call your bluff. And then time might pass. I don't know how long the time might pass, but eventually somebody has to blink. That's all it is. He's just staring at everybody now. He's got 5 different countries. We ain't even talking about Afghanistan. Well, they sending another 30,000. I think they're going to up it to 30,000 troops back into Afghanistan. And we know why they're in Afghanistan. They're in there for 2 reasons. One of the reasons being that they have in Afghanistan a whole southern quarter that's full of poppies. So that's a good industry. Their major industry is opiates. And I'm not just thinking opiates in the street stuff. There's opiates make a lot of money in pharmaceuticals and pain relief medicine and those type of things. So it could be a valid industry. And the other reason is there's 2 other nuclear countries over there that yell at each other all the time. And they don't like us. Cause nobody like us. Pakistan and India. We tell them what to do all the time. And so, we'll just put 30,000 more troops back in Afghanistan. It overlooks your Pakistan and India country, and if you blink, we're going to blow you up. I'm sure we'll be blowing up everybody. Because we got a whole lot of missiles and stuff. But Texas, I hope you're absolutely correct. I think he's just posturing, but I don't think the boy knows how to posture. Like I say, he's a negotiator. He doesn't realize the power he wields. It seems as though he really doesn't understand the politics of being the president, or just about what it's like to be the president. Nor do I. I have no idea what it's like to have all that power, nor would I want all that power. But I don't think he understands that either. But he understands negotiation and playing from a position of power. Let me jump over here for a little bit. Let me jump over here. Where was I going to jump? Right over here. The Trump doctrine. All right? This is a paper here. The Trump doctrine is the doctrine of transaction. I am not disengaging from the world. He seems to say, that's what he seems to say, but rather engaging with it on my terms. He even says things crazy. He's not disengaging from the world. No, y'all can live as long as you do it on my terms. And purely, and here you go, and purely in pursuit of American interests, which I totally believe. I totally believe his marker in the game is, in his negotiating on the world thing, is my terms and the American interest first. And that's why we got so many people out there beating on their chest. You know, yeah, he got us in the forefront of his terms. He thinks about us, the Americans, first. And I don't doubt that one bit. I think he does think about us first. But I don't think he thinks it all the way through. I think his fantasy world ends with that. I think he thinks that death isn't real. You know? That there's a magic number that you can count to and then boop, you jump back up and you're alive again or something like that. Or that poverty isn't real and there's a magic little low level that you reach and boop, now you jumped in the middle class so you're okay. Or any of these things, that health isn't real or anything. There's a whole lot of damage that comes from war. You know? And nuclear war brings more damage than conventional warfare. There's just so much that I think he really doesn't understand. But I totally think that this is what his doctrine is, but rather engage with it on my terms. I am not disengaging from the world. You know, he seems to say, but rather engaging with it on my terms and purely in pursuits of American interest. That's his buy-in. Everybody do it my way in the world, and my way is for America first, folks. We know that. And like I said, he believes that. He totally believes that. But there's two things that he did. The first segment offers some of the more traditional odes to the American ideal and leadership. In America, we do not seek to improve our way of life anymore. But rather to let it shine as an example for everyone to watch. Trump declared, in America, the people govern. This one gave me a tickle too. Trump, I'll read it real slow. Trump declared, in America, the people govern, the people rule, and the people are the sovereigns. I think there must be a little place in America someplace where the people govern and the people rule and the people are in charge, you know. Mm-hmm. I think there's a little itty bitty spot there. So I don't know where it is, you know, but I'm sure it must be someplace. It might be right up there in Alaska someplace. But, you know, it's got to be there someplace. This is what he thinks. You know? And he's the most powerful person. That's crazy. And it's even crazier because the people are following suit. Mm-hmm. They're like, yeah, that's what Trump said. This America, the people govern. What do you where you been? And the people rule. Where you been? What people are you talking about? I know what people Trump's talking about. The people that he knows. Mm-hmm. The only people he knows. The fellow billionaire, he might let some millionaires in there. But if you only got thousands, you can't you know, no, you don't get a say. You have to talk to one of these higher ups and stuff. He rules about money, and that's his power, and that's his negotiating skill. So what else we got here? Here's the section section. His warning to North Korea will get the most attention and raise the question of whether such threats are more likely to scare North Korea away from nuclear weapons or deepen its belief in need for protection. See, well, that we just talked about that. His threat to North Korea isn't really going to do anything to the little short round fella there. I can look
Kim Jong Un.
Yeah, Kim Jong Un. He doesn't care. He's just as nutty as Trump. But he's even more nutty because he just assumed power. Trump's had the power all along, but not the power in politics, but the power as being a billionaire, dealing in big business negotiations that most people can't even fathom the idea of. You know, we can't even look at that and say, I wonder what it's like to negotiate with somebody who we're negotiating about all this and all that. You know, I can't understand that. And he can't understand what it's like to negotiate as the president of the United States, with the lives of people are at stake. And what does he say? Well, the people govern and the people rule. No, they don't. Not in your world. So Trump get a little army going on here for himself anyway. Actually, that's enough about Trump for a minute. 'Cause I don't want to run out of time before I get to talk about this Antifa. Okay? So I'm going to take about 3 or 4 minutes on some break or anything, get a sweet or something. Then I want to talk a little bit about Antifa. And Antifa is definitely taking advantage of what this Trump is putting out there, this real politicking, getting away from the moral thing. But they're doing it on the reverse and in a sneaky manner. So I want to talk a little bit about that.